Alrighty. Thanks for joining us, guys. We will get started with questions in the room.
Rafa, first off, welcome back. Obviously a very special moment for you after being out for, I think, 9 months scoring. Just take me through that moment and what it felt like for you.
It's always like a great pleasure to score, especially with like my whole team like supporting me and happy for me to be back. But first of all, I'm really happy to be back. I know scoring is a big moment in the game, but like for me, just playing a few minutes and be with the team, that's the best like feeling ever.
Kylie, just being able to play with Rafa, obviously. You two are both left-footed, so you shifted over to the right. What was just kind of the adjustment for you throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so great to have Rafa back. We missed her so much last year. She's such an important player, and I know last year was really difficult. So to have her back is the best feeling ever. To see her score. I mean, we joked about it before the game too. We're like, "Oh, you scored in your debut. Like, let's do it again today." So she's such a threat in like offensively for us and defensively. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to play wherever. It's amazing to play next to her.
I guess for both of you, just kind of in the game overall, what did you feel kind of the flow of the game was? Obviously, it was a very chippy game. Just for the first game of 2025, how did you kind of manage throughout the full 90 minutes?
Yeah, we know Spirit's a physical team. We kind of knew they were out for blood after, the championship last year. They're a tough team, and credit them to get the goal back. I mean, I thought we controlled the game pretty much for the most part. And, yeah, to lose in pens, it happens. That's football. And we learn from it and we move forward.
Thanks. We're going to go to the Zoom. We'll go to Jason Anderson.
Hello. Thanks to you both for speaking with us tonight. This question.
Jason, we lost you.
At your end, what was allowing you to maybe control the game in the manner that you were able to?
Hey, Jason, we lost you for about 60% of that question.
Okay. How about now?
Yep, we got you now.
Okay. What was allowing you to control the game as you did? Obviously, only the goal itself is kind of a special goal. Outside of that, very few chances for the Spirit. What allowed you to do that?
I think just like we just use everything that we trained during the preseason, and we also like I know we have like fast forwards that can run behind, but we also like have like a good midfield who can like control the ball, and we like to keep the ball. I just like it's just the way we like to play, keep the ball, but sometimes use the speed at top, and I think we kind of like didn't create much, but we like were in control of the game. I feel like they didn't have like a lot of chances, and it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like a great game, a great start of the season, and we're gonna build from there.
For both of you, I wanted to ask you, what can fans expect defensively compared to obviously last year? And obviously, it's not the result you guys wanted, obviously. But what can fans expect? You guys are getting a lot of depth back and new players, new additions. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, no matter who's in that back line, we stick to our principles and our identity. So just more of the same, and then some. We want to be a hard team to beat. We know if we don't get scored on, then we're going to put ourselves in a really good position to win the game. So it was disappointing to let up that goal. But yeah, like we're going to just stick to our principles no matter who's in that back line, and we're going to need every single player. It's a long season, so whoever's in there is going to get the job done. We know that 100%.
Obviously, a new look defensively, personnel-wise. Was there anything that particularly didn't work as well as planned? And then conversely, was there anything that we said, okay, I think we're in rhythm with what we're trying to get accomplished here defensively?
I think it went according to plan. Like Rafa was saying, like we were pretty in control of the game. We knew the spaces we wanted to exploit, and we did a pretty good job doing that. So yeah, I think it went according to plan. Obviously, it was a bummer to give, up that goal. Like I said, great goal by them. Sometimes you just got to put your hands up. And yeah, we just got to, be more dangerous going forward and create more chances.
Quick follow up there. Is there anything different about preparing as being like the top team in the league and the team that everybody's gunning for versus last year? Is that something that you can feel like palpably?
Yeah, I think like now we have like a target on our back because everything we did last season, but we also have like this mentality, like an underdog mentality that we still like gonna chase the whole season. And I know it's gonna be hard now. We always like say now, for us to win the game, we're gonna have to like put like over 100% because all the teams wanna beat us now after the last season. So we just have to improve and like raise our standards.
For you guys, this is kind of an uncharted territory feeling, losing at home. Having a game like this before the season even technically starts, how beneficial is that just to have that kind of taste of that disappointment to now fuel your fire heading into the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a final. We wanted to win that game, 100%. That was the goal that we set for ourselves. So it's disappointing, but we'll remember this feeling and we'll learn from it and grow from it. And yeah, we're ready to start the season next week.
Alrighty, we will get started with head coach Seb Hines. Coach, if you have any opening comments, feel free. Otherwise, we can start with questions.
Football's a cruel game, losing to penalties is never nice. I thought we did really well throughout the game. I thought our press was really good, and we had some good opportunities. But again, we have to take into consideration this is the first game of the year, and it's a final, and it'll obviously you want to win every game, but I think it's always hard losing a final and losing a trophy, but I think it's going to help us have that hunger to continue to start where we left off from last year.
Thanks, Coach. Start in the room.
Seb, you just kind of touching on that, having a game like this where the players feel the disappointment of losing at home before the season technically even starts, how beneficial is that just for the mentality of this team to kind of hit the ground running come next week?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that we lost because it was 1-1 after 90 minutes and we lost on penalties, of course, but I thought the performance was there. I thought it was, they scored a tremendous free kick. It would have been very difficult to save that regardless, but I thought we played a really good game. I thought we were intense. I thought we played some good football, again, considering it was our first game of the year also, but yeah, I think it'll motivate us more to get that win against Chicago next week.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for speaking to us. What was your goal coming into the game against the Spirit?
To win. Yeah. No, listen. We want to win every game, especially if there's a trophy on the line. We also have to understand where each player's at in this stage of the season. Using Rafa as an example, getting her to 45 minutes was a win for us. She hasn't played too many minutes during pre-season. And, the other thing is we've had internationals away during that break, and so them going away representing their national teams on different stages has been great, but it's also been difficult during those moments where you want to implement your ways again and get that team cohesion going also. But it looked pleasing from my side that there was those connections and there was that understanding in today's game, and I think the last part of the jigsaw is to capitalise on those goal-scoring moments.
Coach, a couple of players specifically, Hafa, who you mentioned, and Ali Watt, What did you see from those two players who maybe got a big opportunity and a big spot here tonight?
Yeah, Rafa missed a lot of football last year. You can see what she brings when she's on the field, and so getting her to 45 minutes was a goal of ours. We would have liked to keep her on the field for longer, but you're putting a player at risk at that moment. So it was nice to see her and contributing and getting a goal, because we know that she can contribute in goal scoring moments as well. And we have full belief in Ali. She's been great. You saw her class towards the end of last year. She's taking that on this year. After the first game, and so I thought they were brilliant tonight, as well as the rest of the team. I thought they were great. I thought we minimised a lot of Washington's play. And that's a collective effort from everyone. It's not just the back line, it's not just the midfield, it's the forwards as well, playing a part with that. And I think there was a lot of good performances tonight.
Thank you, Seb. Obviously, another result you guys wanted. Obviously, Rafa scored a goal. You guys had a really good game defensively. The reason of her substitution, was it more like a tactical, like to use Julie on the wings with the other wing with Ali, or was it more a precaution?
What, with bringing Rafa off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said earlier that she hasn't played a lot of game time last year and going into pre-season, and so the max we could get out of her was 45 minutes, and that was a win for us. And I think, with the versatility that we have with each player, moving a few players around, Hayley McCutcheon then went to right back, Angelina went into centre midfield, and bringing Julie on in a familiar position on the wing. Like, they've all played in those positions. But the goal for today was to get Rafa, some significant minutes on the field, because she'd missed a lot of playing time previously.
I'm going to go to the Zoom really quick. Jason?
Hi, Seb. Thanks for speaking with us. I wanted to ask two quick ones. First, you mentioned the pressing structure that you were pleased with. What elements of that were you specifically looking to achieve some things and shut the Spirit down?
Yeah, like win the ball higher up the field. I thought we did that. I thought there was a real togetherness with the press. I thought they, it wasn't just one or two pressing. It was a full collective effort, and we know that Washington like to play. We know that they would like to draw you out of positions, and I thought we caused them some problems throughout the game with our press and the intensity of our press and the collective effort of everyone. So that's where I was most pleased about. And I think the last part of that is capitalising on those moments when we do win the ball. Can we turn those turnovers into goal-scoring opportunities?
And then the second question is about Morgan Gautrat. You got 66 minutes out of her tonight. I know towards the end of last season, you weren't able to maybe play her for more than 15, 20 minutes a lot of the time. Do you feel that she can have the fitness level and the injury avoidance, maybe is the better way to put it, to be more able to play an hour, 70, 90 minutes even?
You brought up last year, and we had a lot of competition in that position with the likes of Hayley McCutcheon, Angelina playing in there, Viviana, Ali Lemos, Mo, and Mo had the fitness levels. It was just difficult to get her in and getting her that playing time. She got the opportunity tonight, and she showed her class and quality. And she's in a really good place. You got to take into consideration where she was prior to last year. She didn't play a lot of minutes, and we had to manage that. But she's had a really good off season and pre-season, and you can see a real quality player. But that goes without saying. We have to manage her and manage the rest of the team and not overload them with too much playing time. But you can also see the roster, you can see the squad that we have, and if that means that one player is playing 66 minutes of football, we've got another player who can contribute. And it may change next week. The players who are on the bench may start, and the roles may differ from week to week, but everyone knows their roles and responsibilities, and everyone's willing to contribute regardless of if they're a starter or a game changer. It's a real good group of players who all have that common goal of winning.
Thanks, Jason. We'll take one more in the room.
You mentioned Angelina a few times. We saw her in the first half play on the left, a little further forward. Can you talk about how she's done in that role that's a little different than last year?
Well, if you remember last year, she started there. She started as an 11, inverting. She's capable of playing multiple positions. We felt tonight that was an area that we could exploit with Washington's press. We would have liked to have got her the ball a lot more in that first half in that position. But again, it's that understanding and chemistry and more work on the training field that would have helped us get her in those positions where she can be threatening and again provide Barbara or Ali the ball in those moments. But yeah, Angelina's a great footballer. She can play multiple positions. She can very much play as an 11 inverted. She can play wide. She can play as a 10. She can play 6 or an 8. We like good footballers here, and again, it doesn't matter where you play, it's contributing to the team and playing to your strengths and your talents.
All right, last one, Austin.
Speaking of that tactical flexibility within the team, the game film on this team, your Pride team, is well known now with everybody kind of gunning for you. You mentioned it earlier in the week that you're the top dog now. How do you maintain that tactical flexibility to not kind of just rest on your laurels of what you were able to accomplish last year with the tactics that you were able to employ and try and be a bit more tactically flexible to kind of catch teams off guard?
I think we showed that all last year. I think we have the players who can unlock teams. At the start of last year, a lot of teams pressed us and recognised that we had some pace up front and might have exposed them in those moments. Second half of the season, teams started to sit off us, and we found ways of finding our creative players in the pockets and multiple movements and rotations. So I don't think it changes. You have to be understanding of what a team, the opponent, gives you to unlock them, and so we'll do the same throughout the year. We've got so many strengths to our game model. Again, if a team wants to high press us, we've got a lot of speed with Barbara, Ali, Priska now here with the club, Julie. And then if a team wants to, sit off us, we've got really good creative players who can sit in pockets and move the ball very quickly. And we've got to find different ways of scoring goals within the game. So, yeah, it's exciting. We're fortunate to have these privileges as well. But yeah, it's game one, and we're ready for next week against Chicago.
All right, Coach, we can give you the floor for some opening comments, or we can start with questions in the room.
You can go.
Questions?
Yeah.
All righty. Go ahead.
Thomas Floyd, Washington Post. Obviously, this match is an opportunity to lift some silverware. It's also an opportunity to build momentum going into the season. Just what do you take out of this game as you look forward?
Good evening. It's a title. We know it's only one game because last season we got the second position, so it was deserved the beautiful last season that we did. But we wanted to try to give our best to win a title. In the end, we know these type of games are very tight, as what happened today. Not having a lot of players available, I think I am very proud about the players, because only today 13 players available to play was very, very difficult to manage that, especially the first half because they did the other team Orlando did a good job in the first half, but the second half I think we played better. We create more chances and in the end, yeah, penalties is something that we always like to do because we put in practice a lot of times in the training session. So I'm very happy because it's just the starting of the season, and if you can celebrate as we are doing today, I have to be happy.
Over here.
Profesor, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas noches. Quería preguntarle qué le pareció, obviamente, la gente que vino a ver hoy día el partido, los fanáticos, y aparte Orlando Pride, ya la enfrentaron el año pasado. ¿Qué diferencias ha encontrado de este nuevo Orlando Pride del 2025? Muchísimas gracias.
Bueno, la afición que ha venido de Washington, muy contento, muy agradecido porque... Bueno, sabemos que en casa siempre hay muy buen ambiente de fútbol, ¿verdad? En el Audi Field Stadium nos da muchísima energía y sabemos que bueno, jugar fuera de casa es difícil. Es una de las cosas que seguro para esta temporada queremos mejorar, mejorar el rendimiento fuera de casa y bueno, que venga gente desde DC nos ayuda mucho, nos hace sentir como en casa. Bueno, creo que en general ha habido un buen ambiente de fútbol, tanto los fanáticos de Orlando como los de DC. Y después, bueno, diferencias no muchas realmente. Es un equipo muy bien organizado a nivel defensivo y que tiene muy buena transición, pero que bueno, ha intentado hoy también combinar muchas situaciones de juego interior, que quizás en la final abusaron más del juego directo y hoy pues creo que no hemos estado acertadas en nuestra fase defensiva, sobre todo la primera parte, porque han encontrado siempre situaciones de jugadora libre por dentro, con cambio de orientación, y eso nos hacía correr mucho. Y bueno, creo que con el ajuste en el segundo tiempo hemos estado mejor, hemos defendido mejor. Nos ha ayudado mucho Bernal, nos ha ayudado también mucho McKenna, y creo que bueno, al final ha estado un partido muy, muy igualado. Pero en cuanto a cambios, no he visto un Orlando muy diferente al que nos enfrentamos la temporada pasada.
Congrats, Coach. Can you talk a little bit about any adjustments that you made at halftime? You talked about a little bit more success in the second half. Did anything specifically you talked to the team about that worked well in your favor?
Yes, I think we did not a good job defensively, especially in the high press, because they found the weak pocket all the time free. They were, left winger coming inside and half between left winger and Marta. Too much distance to defend that, and the second half we decided to adjust the position for Narumi to make sure that the defensive phase, as they were not trying to do so many passes in base inside, we prioritized to defend a little better pocket and try to defend also with Lace in the strong side base. And I think in general we did a good job, also with wingers, with Chloe, Britt closing inside and avoiding that the other team could switch the ball, maintaining the 2v1 situation against Vanda, and then in possession we attack a better striker side, especially in the left side, with Rumi and then with Rebecca Bernal. I know that we had chance in the first half, I think, to find Casey just to run because the other right back just getting attracted, especially when our left winger was coming inside, and we didn't find, being honest, in the first half any situation to break the other defensive line, and I think we did a good job in the second half, especially because we defend better and also we found better solutions in attacking.
Okay, we're going to go to the Zoom. Mario?
Buenas noches, Jonah. Felicitaciones por la victoria. Solo
Gracias.
quería preguntar, ¿cómo te sientes ahora de sacarte un poco la espinita de lo que fue la final de la NWSL contra Orlando, sacando la victoria en el Challenge Cup? ¿Y qué son algunas de las cosas que buscas mejorar ya pensando en el primer partido de la temporada el próximo fin de semana?
Bueno, tenemos que mejorar muchas cosas. Primero tenemos que recuperar gente, tener más gente disponible. Creo que eso nos puede dar bastante libertad durante los partidos de manejarlo de otra manera, con balón y sin balón. Pero bueno, hay que sacar conclusiones positivas porque al final lo más importante es conseguir la victoria, conseguir este título, que creo que nos refuerza. No han sido semanas fáciles, con parón en selecciones, con lesiones, con poca disponibilidad de jugadoras. Y bueno, creo que como equipo nos refuerza mucho el hecho de haber podido ganarle al campeón, que es el mejor equipo de esta liga, Orlando, porque lo demostraron el año pasado. Jugar en su cancha lo hacía más difícil aún, pero bueno, en líneas generales el partido ha estado muy igualado. Creo que hemos competido bien, hemos mejorado nuestro rendimiento en la segunda parte y bueno, de cara a la siguiente semana, evidentemente reforzadas por la victoria, pero teniendo en cuenta que también tenemos que mejorar muchas cosas si queremos conseguir los objetivos este año.
La segunda pregunta que tengo, ¿qué fueron tus impresiones del juego de Lacey Santos esta noche, además de sacar un buen gol de tiro libre. ¿Qué impresiones te deja su rendimiento durante 90 minutos?
Bueno, la primera parte no la hemos encontrado mucho, la verdad. Creo que la segunda parte ya se ha encontrado más cómoda y luego también jugando en izquierda. A partir del minuto 15 de la segunda parte la hemos ubicado en esa posición en banda izquierda con bastante libertad o tendencia de poder jugar dentro. Ha estado bien, me ha gustado mucho su ubicación a nivel ofensivo y también el trabajo que ha desempeñado a nivel defensivo. No era fácil porque ellas tiraban muy altas a sus laterales, y me ha gustado su implicación y su responsabilidad defensiva. Normalmente ponemos en valor todo lo que hace en ataque, pero bueno, el sacrificio que ha mostrado hoy a nivel defensivo hay que halagarlo y evidentemente ese tiro libre directo que ha marcado pues ha sido un auténtico golazo.
Thank you. We'll go to Jason.
Hi, Jonah. Thanks for speaking with us. Congrats
Thank you.
on the win. I wanted to ask, have you seen Lacey hit a free kick of that caliber in training anywhere before?
Yes, we had a scrimmage in this preseason, and she scored also in the last minute. So it's not the first time that I see Lacey Santos doing that. We know that she has a high quality to finish, and today I'm very happy because she did a good job offensively, but especially defensively. We always, put in values how she performs and the goal that she scored, but I want to emphasize especially what she did out of possession, especially after the 15 minutes in the second half, because she did a good job defensively. It's not easy when you have to modify your position. Playing inside is easier than playing in the wing, especially to defense. And she did a good performance, scoring a goal, but defending also in a high level.
Chloe obviously had lost most of last season, the back half, with an injury. How do you evaluate her performance tonight?
Yeah, she helped us a lot. It was not an easy scenario for her, compete against Sam, one of the best center backs in the league. We know that was not easy, but she's improving a lot, being honest. One of the biggest things that she improved is out of possession. I saw they're completely different player if I compare with the last season. Last season she struggled a little bit out of possession, but this season she's defending very, very well. And everything what I am seeing in the training session, I like a lot. She deserved to play today. It was not an easy game, but at the end of the day, she has the opportunity to play this type of games, being so young. It's going to be important, especially for the evolution as a player, because she will have a long career as a footballer.
Thanks, Jason. Couple more here. Andre?
Thank you, and thanks, Jonah, for speaking with us. Just wanted to ask you about just the way this game went. It was very familiar to how the games went last year as well in the playoffs. And even though you obviously came back and won, is it kind of like, how do you view the ability that the team has continued to kind of carry over to get through a tough game and then come out the other side and win it, particularly against this opponent?
We knew before coming here that it's one of the biggest teams in this league. They deserved what they did last season. It's currently the best team in the league because they have an amazing roster. Also, when they had to play at home, it's even a little more complicated, all right? Play far away from DC, but the team was prepared. Maybe not in terms of numbers because we had no players enough to play today, but I think the starting point this season, if we compare with the last season, is much better. Last season, I remember a scrimmage just watching on video. Spirit, we did not a good job in the beginning, but I think the way that the team improved along the last season was amazing, getting that second position. So this season the starting point is higher. So we were prepared to compete, understanding all the situation, playing away. We had to do a smart game and have the proper mentality to cope with the pressure, especially when you are losing the game. That's the biggest situation that we were managing well the last season. We showed a good character, right? When we played at home against VFC and Gotham, and today happened the same thing. But the perception for today in the second half, we did a good job. We deserved to score the goal, and then penalty, something that we've been working along the last season. And in the end of the day, I have to be happy because the team performance was good enough to win today against the best team in this league.
Cool. Last one from Luis.
Buenas noches, con felicidades por la victoria.
Gracias.
Quería remontarte a la preparación para este partido. Yo sé que cada partido es una historia diferente, pero ¿cómo tú preparaste a este equipo sabiendo de que podía pasar lo que pasó esta noche. O sea, básicamente el libreto fue el mismo, la diferencia es que ustedes pudieron conseguir el gol y llevar el juego a la larga, lo que no pasó en los playoffs.
Sí, es un equipo que te exige mucho en transición por el perfil de banda, sobre todo. Es una de las jugadoras más importantes de esta liga. Y tu fase ofensiva está muy condicionada a la fase defensiva, ¿no? No puedes permitir ninguna situación de 1 contra 1. Aunque tenga situaciones de 1 contra 1 más 1 con Hal por delante, siempre tiene que haber una central en cobertura. Y creo que hoy hemos hecho un muy buen trabajo. Y en la final también, siendo honestos, en la final hicimos un buen trabajo a nivel defensivo, sobre todo en la vigilancia con banda. Pero bueno, en la ocasión que tuvo la enchufó, la metió para adentro. Y sabíamos que hoy teníamos que hacer un partido similar a nivel defensivo para atacar bien, pero sin descuidar la fase defensiva, porque, insisto, es una jugadora que te condiciona muchísimo cuando estás atacando, cuando estás presionando alto, porque es capaz de girarse, es capaz de atacar la profundidad, es una jugadora muy poderosa, que tiene muchísimos recursos, y en líneas generales creo que nos hemos protegido bien en estas situaciones donde hemos atacado con gente, pero siempre hemos tenido esa situación en transición, sobre todo, bastante bien controlada.
Hablando del debut de Rebeca Bernal, y la última pregunta, ¿cómo este año podrán tratar de lidiar con las lesiones que quizás fue lo que los condicionó la temporada pasada?
Bueno, primero no poniendo excusas, aceptando la realidad que es, intentando hacer todo lo posible para que las jugadoras se recuperen y puedan estar disponibles lo antes posible, ¿no? para poder ayudar al equipo. Y luego, Rebeca lleva muy poquitos días con el equipo. De hecho, ha hecho solamente 2 sesiones de entrenamiento. Hemos hecho mucho trabajo de vídeo con ella para intentar ayudarla. Es una jugadora que pregunta mucho, que es muy curiosa, que tácticamente es una jugadora muy inteligente, que nos puede dar mucho en la posición central, pero que hoy le ha tocado jugar la posición de medio centro. Por lo que preveía que podía pasar en el partido, ya lo anticipamos ayer con ella, un poco hablando de cuáles son las situaciones a ocupar, sobre todo con balón, y cómo defender contra este equipo, y ha hecho un muy buen partido. Las 2 primeras acciones ha recuperado 2 balones, habla un poco del perfil que tiene ella, ¿verdad? A nivel defensivo, ese carácter, esa intensidad, y luego, contento que haya podido marcar ese gol, porque creo que es muy importante para su confianza.
Alrighty. Thanks, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Alrighty, y'all. Last but not least, we have Aubrey Kingsbury and Casey Krueger here. We will start with any questions in the room. Go ahead, Thomas.
Congratulations. So obviously, this is a match that had silverware on the line, but is also a match that allows you to build momentum going into the regular season. Just what do you take away from the performance tonight?
I think just going down and being able to climb back into it, and also being down several players as well. I think it shows the resilience of the group and just how deep of a team we are. So I think there's some big positives. It obviously wasn't the prettiest game for us, but just being able to find the way was huge.
Yeah, echo what she says. Proud of us, our resilience that we've continued to show. Our depth, and it's a good start to the season. Obviously, it's crazy to win a championship with 1 match, but we'll take it. We want to win trophies at this club, and this is the first opportunity, and just really proud of us.
And you finished second to Orlando for the Shield last season, played them in the championship game. Just what does it mean to be able to lift a trophy after getting a win over them in a title game?
Yeah, we never beat Orlando last year, so nice to finally get a win over them. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a revenge match because it's not like anything can change what happened in the final last year, but we're focused on this year. We've got a new team, a lot of exciting additions, and like I said, the first opportunity to win a trophy this season, so hopefully more to come.
All right, we'll go to the Zoom. Jason?
Hi, Aubrey. Hi, Casey. Congrats. Thanks for speaking with us. I wanted to ask first about Lacey's goal. Have you seen her score anything remotely similar to that quality in training or anywhere?
Yeah.
You ask. She did it earlier in preseason.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, pretty similar to that. So yeah, she's definitely done it before, and we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, I think it was a game winner in one of our preseason matches off the crossbar and in, which is exactly what we saw tonight. Yeah.
I did want to ask Casey. You mentioned maybe not the prettiest game for both of you. I wanted to know what Orlando was doing that was maybe throwing the group off and making it hard to exert some control, especially in possession.
I think it maybe came from us. It was just a little bit too frantic, a little bit too chaotic. We needed to kind of settle things down more so in the second half. First half was not great, but yeah, just finding a way to take more control and clean up possession a little bit. I think that was the biggest thing.
Thanks, Jason. We'll go to Dan.
Thanks. Jason just asked my question for Casey. So for Aubrey, the broadcast kept mentioning that you're the only keeper to ever convert a PK in the NWSL. So I'm just wondering where you were in the line today.
I actually don't know. That's a good question. But, yeah, I think they would rather have me focus on saving them, which is fair enough. Yeah, so maybe I'm just a one and done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you, Aubrey, at the presser yesterday, the vibe was ice cold. I mean, you and Jonah looked super duper locked in. Can you talk about like the vibe coming into this one, and then also maybe at halftime, second half adjustments that worked out?
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, right? The Challenge Cup, it's a trophy at the beginning of the season when teams aren't going to be their sharpest. But from the very beginning, as soon as we got together in January, we've been circling this date and knowing that this is our first match. It's not a warm-up to the regular season. Like, this is the first opportunity for a trophy. And Jonah really set the tone. He's a crazy competitor, wants to win trophies, and is used to winning trophies. So, yeah, it's the first that he's gotten here with the Spirit. Hopefully many more to come. But that's kind of the mentality we're taking to this season. Yeah, it's business. We came here to win. And sorry, what was the second part of your question?
Oh yeah, maybe for Casey, second half adjustments that worked well.
Pass popcorn, Casey.
I know. Yeah. I think, like I kind of mentioned earlier, just like calming down. I think we were a little bit too frantic, and we were a little bit sloppy in possession. So just being smart about it, and then also like changing the tempo. I think it was a bit slow in possession, and we weren't keeping it. But when we changed the tempo to go forward, we were all on the same page and had a few more chances, which was great.
Thank you. We'll go to Jose.
Hey guys, thank you for talking to us and congratulations. Moving forward, congrats on the win, but now thinking into the next week, like how quick do you guys think that transition is going to be from celebrating tonight and going to focus on Houston?
I think we'll enjoy this moment for tonight for sure, but the day off,
Yeah.
and then we shift our mentality because the reality is we have 1 week, right?
Yeah.
But we're happy in this moment for sure, but it's just the beginning.